Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Take the deep breath. And yeah, let's get that scorching hot patty tea out. If you like it cold, hold the ice. Because babies, my lovelies, my beauties, my royalties, how are you doing? Yeah, things are a little out of order, but it's messy. My summer has been such a hot mess. But my lovelies, my beauties, my royalties, let's get into it. This is a dating nightmare, of course, because my summer, my life, these dating apps. These dating apps. I'm going to start going over what's been going on over the summer on the apps. And I even threw out one of the answers in one of the episodes. So check out the Nerd channel. Yeah, I threw out one of the answers because I'm going to be going over like kind of a countdown of how many men did dot 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 on dating apps and stuff. Some of them are some of the numbers are way too high. Some of the numbers are extremely too high. Yeah. But don't forget to check my Patreon. And over time, once I start doing these episodes, you're going to see new stuff on there. And check it out. I'm sure a lot of you guys, you might have checked out some of the screenshots, and some of them are repeats. Some of them look like they're repeats, and some of the repeats are because one day I'll get to it, but there were episodes and shows where I wanted to do where I was re uploading and organizing them by category or by subject matter. And I never got to that because trying to finish the novels, trying to get new children's books, but then realizing I need to republish because I can't stand Amazon. I really can't. I don't have good thoughts about Amazon at all. And the whole capitalism and that takeover and just so, billionaires. And, yeah. So, and that's one reason why while I re-republish and I'm organizing, creating a marketing and advertising plan and also drafting and researching all of the small business bookstores and then working on and creating the candles and the website for the candles and the books and the workbooks and educational resources and the greeting cards and just yeah, I want a home base for everything, but also once someone clicks on the children, then they can't go back because I want the kids like yeah, kids stay in the kids area. Yeah, but then I'm like either that or should I just have two totally different ones? Yeah, so that's still in the making because yeah, small business. I'm doing everything right now. I mean, well, once I get back into writing more books, especially with the art and stuff, my illustrator keeps asking me, and I'm like, please, if you only knew. But you'll hear more about that on the Nerd channel. This is going to be kind of a combination of gray sheep, dating, nightmares, trauma. Yeah, it's going to be a mixture of it all. So, okay, story time. Because I've mentioned how Mr. Spider contacted me, and he kept contacting me, and I'm like, why? And I guess I watched Hades Town in a really good timing because I don't know, it's a beautiful play too, or musical play, but I just feel like I keep going into repeat. And so I'm going to be talking about some of it is reruns, but I so many things happen for so many reasons. And especially as someone who I wish I majored in anthropology, but my parents were like, you better not, because you're not going to find a career or a job, and you're not going to be doing anything in your life, blah, 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 blah. So you better go into stuff I didn't want to. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I ended up with a English major, double minor in business and business anthropology, or anthropology, but I focus really hard on cultural and business anthropology and stuff. So applied. Yeah. Anyway. Um, and that's one reason why I love digging into the whyism, because sometimes one why is connected to two other whys, and then it's like a family tree of why. And I keep wondering, why do men who I break up with or they break up with me, why do so many of the times they try to come back? And you already know about Lock a Key, that no good, dim witted, stupid, idiotic, selfish, conniving, manipulative fool. Who, and then his no good, bigoted, stupid, just conniving wife. Ha ha. And they have a child. Mm, yeah. And then No Heart. I'm gonna start with No Heart, because after everything I've done for him, if you haven't listened, you have a lot of episodes to catch up on. But after everything I've done for this man, and part of me, I was like, you know what? Over time, he'll wake up and he'll realize I'm a good woman. It's like right now he doesn't think much of women because of what his ex-wife did to him, but he said he wanted me to be his girlfriend. And not only that, he said he wanted me to act like we were married. He's not ready for marriage. He said he'll never marry again, but he sees me as wife material. But no, he only saw me as wife material as what can he get out of me? But he didn't see himself as husband material, because yeah, he wanted me to treat him like a child. I always had to take care of him. I always had to give to him. I always had to watch over him. I had to always make sure he was okay. But he only cared about me when he knew I was tired of him and wanted to end the relationship. The only time. Even going to my mother's funeral. he and then my surgery. No one will ever understand the pain that I begged for him. I told him, I need you. I'm scared. And doctors refused to pay me any attention. They called me a liar for so many years. And now I'm told that my my knee is so damaged. And they say you're so young. You're like, there's no reason why your leg should be looking like this. I was so scared. And I told him I needed him, but he refused. And then I asked him to call me. I asked a grown man, a man who told me that he wanted me to act like we were married. And I'm like, okay, so if you were married, it's like, would you call your wife? Yeah, it's like, I had to settle and beg for gifts. Gifts, not gifts, gifts of puppies. That's all he would do for me, is send me adorable mini videos of puppies. That's all. When I got home, he wouldn't visit me. Week of the Super Bowl, wouldn't see me. The weekend he promised to come over when he didn't have his girls, refused to see me. And he was like, well, no, okay, no. He said he was coming, but then the day, yeah, he ignored my phone call. He ignored my text. I watched him on Steam all day while typing up my novel, while working on my goals and projects and stuff. I watched him play video games. I watched him lie to me. And then once it got to around 10:30 or 11, oh, it's too late to talk to you now. It's too late to come over now. I've been busy all day. That fool. It's like only if he's listening to these videos does he know that I caught him in so many lies. Especially that California woman. Whenever she called, oh, he jumped. It's like in part of me, like just like with Lock a Key, That's the woman he should have been going for. He should have been saving every little penny. And this is why I'm like, men, if you're bad with money, go to a money manager. If you're bad with money, you got AI now. You have research now. There's no excuse. I mean, yes, okay. I'm not going to say, okay, you know what? I take that back. Because with this economy, with minimum wage, with a lot of these billionaires or millionaires, billionaires, no, that stupid, idiotic trillionaire, in my opinion, I cannot stand that no good, stupid, idiotic, bigoted fool. But anyway. So I'm not going to say there is no reason. But at the same time, there's no reason for you to not put in the effort. Because especially like that's why a lot of men can't stand me. That's why they don't want to date me. That's why a lot of these conservative men, they say they want me, but then they tell me, "Oh, why are you doing all these masculine things? You shouldn't be investing. You shouldn't be in politics. You shouldn't be doing A, B, and C." Yeah. Oh, your novel. Oh, well, do you know how many, especially the Christian men, say that they have to read my novel to make sure that they would allow me to publish, or that it would be good for their image. It's like because they don't want to be embarrassed if I put certain things in there. One guy said he wouldn't date me if I put an LGBTQ plus character or characters in my novel. And I was so happy. I was like, oh well, I already have a couple in there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so he told me, well, no. He's like, okay, you could change them. No, no. And yeah, so that's what he told me, that I was a waste of time, that I was going to hell, and like, oh, yeah. And then he even said some things about the way I walk and things. And then do you know what? About a year later, he tries contacting me back. Yeah, and he told me same rules, but he realized that I'm a good woman and he couldn't get me off his mind. And he says we just might need to compromise, or maybe I can give my ideas to another writer so then I can write holy books or Christian novels. And I was like, no, that's not, I'm not doing that. So then he started, you know, trying to manipulate me and put me down and tear my self-esteem apart with religion, And then he kind of did what my mom used to do. Well, I'm just saying what Jesus wants me to say. By saying no one's ever going to want me, love me, or marry me based off of how I walk, that I'm never going to find a job based off how I walk, that I have to be so careful with what I wear because of how God made me. It's like they keep saying God doesn't make mistakes, but like, okay, I'm a curvy woman and I like wearing some cute clothes, and I'm gonna have a Gray Sheep episode very soon. I might even record it after this, but it's very emotional for me. So, but it's like the reason why I dress the way I dress is not because I want to. And that's one reason why I'm slowly doing the makeover, and I'm slowly trying to donate clothes where I'm like, hallelujah, get rid of them. Just no, I do not. This is just because of the image my mom was trying to force me into, the image that my parents were trying to like just make me, and I'm not that. So, and I'm not. So, but it was for, yeah. Anyway, so he was one of the examples of another guy who all of a sudden tried to come up back in my life, and I'm like, no, thank you. I and oh, the way this guy. But then also Sean, you're gonna be hearing more stories about Sean. But yeah, Sean is the one with the wedding. Like at the, I want to say, it was like the third or fourth date. I didn't even know it was a wedding. He just told me that he wanted to take me out and dress nice. Next thing I know, oh, we're going to the dinner after the wedding. There's the bride. And oh no, I'm talking to the bride. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is awkward. So, because I had no idea I was going to a wedding. I had no idea I was going to it. Like, how does that happen? Anyway, but yeah, After he was also the guy who, with the police officer, lied to him saying that I was his fiance in order to get out of the DUI. And the police officer even said, I really don't want to arrest a good white man. And see, people like white people don't understand the privilege they have. They don't understand how they get away with so many things, even traffic tickets, even DUIs. Because I've witnessed it. I've witnessed it. But so many white people, oh, there's no white privilege. There's no racism. There's not, do you even know the history? Like, I keep saying the history of police officers. And so when people talk about Black Lives Matter, oh my gosh, why do you like no all lives matter? If you don't know the history and if you don't know what black people have been through with police, shut the crap up. When I get pulled over in my driveway and the police officer says that he pulled me over in my driveway because he says I don't look like I live there. He followed me for 15 to 20 minutes. He did not know where I was going, but my address was on my ID and my registration, everything. My address was on. But he still questioned me for 20, 30 minutes. Yeah. But when I talk about this with guys and men, especially the white men, well, they had a reason. Oh, you're thinking too much of it. Well, it's like you're probably gonna get a ticket. It's like down the road anyway. So whatever. At least it's like at least you're alive. And these are the things these idiots say. But then all of a sudden they try to come back in my life because yeah, Sean. Mm, I was with Lockakey at that time, but I started getting text messages from him. And I remember the first, because I met Sean off of Plenty of Fish too. Oh my gosh, some of the worst men I've ever met in my life were on Plenty of Fish. Because Lockakey, No Heart, Sean. No, it's like I met Scott at one of my jobs. But yeah, Sean. Oh, I was outside of the house, like, because in their backyard they have chairs and they sit out and talk and blah, blah, blah. But next thing I know, my phone keeps going off. And so I check it, and it's messages from Sean. And he's just like, when can I see you again? When can I hang out with you again? And I'm just like, why? You treated me like garbage, and you basically, like, he had a lot in common with Lakaki, actually. He was such a alcoholic. Oh my God. Like, and that's one reason why it's like I would avoid him. And he would be like, but you're so caring and nice, and you're the perfect girl for me. Don't you realize, like, it's like I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna like, nah, shut up. Lakaki would say the same garbage too. He was never gonna act right for me. He was gonna act right for his middle school sweetheart, the no good, stupid, idiotic, ignorant bigot who called me the N word and threatened me when I was trying to get my money back from him. Whew, but Sean was just, you're just one of the sweetest women I've ever met in my life. If you could just give me another chance. And it's like, I really want to make it up to you. So then he starts talking about the bedroom stuff. Like, yeah, like, no, that's all he really wanted. That's all he really wanted. And so I think I did block his number because I remember that night I ignored him and he kept texting, call me, talk to me. Why aren't you answering me? Don't you like me? Don't you remember me? I know we've had some rough times. I know I lied to you. I know that I gambled too much. Oh yeah, you're gonna hear about his horse race gambling. Yeah, because especially when he would lie to me and tell me that he was gonna take me out to dinner. And so I would get dressed like we were going out to dinner, and next thing I know, nope, we're going to the racetrack. Well, I had to tell you I'm taking you out to dinner because I know you wouldn't come with me otherwise. And Yeah, I told you to just meet me at my house so that I could drive because I knew that you would leave once we got here. It once you realized that I was just coming here. Oh well, I'll buy you a hot dog. Oh, I'll buy you some of the stuff at the concessions because he would be there for hours and hours, and then he would keep drinking and more drinking, and then I didn't feel safe. There was one I was just like, okay, how can I call a cab? Like, I've never called a taxi before. This was before Uber and stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna need a cab. I'm gonna need a taxi because I don't like, yeah. And but then he would manipulate and put me down. And, uh, but yeah, I've had so, even right after college when I was dating this one Italian guy, and he was telling me that he thought I was the love of his life, that he was gonna marry me. And so I've said this story, and I've said a pretty decent amount of the story. I think this was like 6 months ago, maybe I talked about him. But we were at the restaurant. His mom straight up and said, I hope you know I don't want any mixed grandchildren. Her husband and my ex, oh, they spit out that, like, or at least I know the husband, he spit out that water so hard. It was just like, what? Ooh, like he just realized his wife was a bigot. It's like it was just a new lesson. Like okay, this is the wedding game. Today you're gonna learn that your wife's a bigot. Yes. So yeah, that was interesting. And so I broke up because I'm just like, I would never want to tell I have to tell my children why grandma won't give them any gifts, but the other grandchildren will have gifts. I never want to say that. And I never want to say why grandma won't invite them over or spend time with them or say I love you and stuff like that. And so, and he, like, because my ex, he loved his mom. And because there's a difference. If the mom's a bigot and he doesn't hang out with her anyway, it's like, hey, whatever. Okay, let's go. But, I mean, he wasn't exactly a mama's boy. Oh, no heart. He is a mama's boy. That no good piece of. I have nothing nice to say about no heart because he literally had no heart. He never had my back. He put me down like this. Sorry, I'm getting back to no heart because yeah, he did. Well, let me finish the Italian guy. This is probably going to be a two-parter. My bad. But when the Italian guy got married, he invited me to the wedding. And after the wedding, because I met the wife, like, or because we hung out a couple times or whatever, because we're just friends. And oh my gosh, his wife is stunning, beautiful, and smart too. I just remember at one of the hangouts where we were sitting and just talking, and his now wife and I, we were just going in on topics, and it got silent because we were just like, hold up, are people like watching us? And we look up, and like two or three people are looking. They're just like, dang, you guys are smart. And we just started giggling and laughing because we're like, oh my gosh, it's like we're kind of like we're like twins from different misters or whatever. Yay. So but after the wedding and stuff, him and I, we were just hanging out. Like we were walking, and I was congratulating him, and I'm like, I am so happy for you. And then he had to open his big mouth, and he said, I still love you more. That was the last time. That was the last night I saw him. Once I got home, I blocked him. I've never seen him or spoken to him again. I will never, like, no, 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 no. You know what? I might have enough time. I'm going to have to rush it, but with no heart, he treated me like garbage. He begged for me to start that business with him. And then, like, after I spent my hard earned money, like, the money I was going to use for the illustrations, the money I was going to use to start some of my business ideas, and some of it I was going to invest it so it could grow. So then when I was ready to start the business, then I would have more. It's like I had everything planned. And he was like, no, it's like, yeah, start the business with me and then we can multiply it. Then you're going to have this business and be able to start other businesses. But no, this no good scam. And then he didn't pay me back a penny, not a dime, nothing. And he just acted like I'm just supposed to deal with it. And then just whenever I was trying to work on my goals, when I was trying to invest, he would laugh at me. But then I think it's funny now because a lot of things he laughed at, especially with my investing, I might be the one laughing now. And yes, I didn't. And the funny thing, it's not funny, it's infuriating, but one reason I never had to file for bankruptcy or go into debt or anything was I saved and saved and saved and invested. And that's one reason why I'm not in debt after the health bills and stuff. I had enough money. I could no longer buy the house, but I was able to stay alive or stay afloat, stay in the black, keep my credit score. And with everything I worked so hard for, he only wanted to take advantage of me. He only wanted me to buy a house so that he would not have, he thought he was just going to move on in. He thought, oh, she'll buy a house. I'll move in. And I was like, I'm just going to live off her. He wanted me to treat him like a husband, but he acted like a child. He always had his hand out. He always wanted. He always demanded. He always would put me down and manipulate me or twist things around to the point where, but if you love me, then you would do this. If you cared about me, if you want us together, if you want this relationship to be successful. But then when he knew from the start I wanted to adopt, foster, or have kids or whatever, he pretended for 2 or 3 years I was okay with him. But he knew with my walking was getting worse. So once he realized, oh, she's saving money, she's gonna buy a house, she's gonna be independent, stuff like that. So now I need to make sure I have her and I have her doing what I say I want her to do. So I'm gonna tell her, if you have kids, it's over. I'm gonna scare her. But then 2020, that's when I did the test, the calling test. July, like, oh my gosh. It was like late June, early July. That's when he decides to call. Not even call, no, he texted about the magic school bus. But then I'm like, no, it's over. Then he's gonna blame me. And he was like, well, I had a broken heart. You called your ex wife every bad name in the book, every insult you could come up with. You said she was nothing to you. But now you're telling me you treated me like that because of a broken heart. Now you're going to blame me saying I wasn't patient enough. 7 years. 7 years. And I wasn't patient enough. But then even 2023, I get a message on my Reddit. Now, oh, he wants me to text and call him. Oh, I hear I have some of your stuff. Because he found my YouTube channel. He didn't need to. Like, he acts like he needed to. Like, why did you need to? Why did you need to find me? You still have me blocked on Facebook. Sure do. And you're going to stay that way. I never want to hear from that fool again. But why do these men keep telling me I need to contact them? I need to call them. I need to pay them attention. They want me back. Little boy, like these, they act like little boys. They can't act like because they keep telling me I have to do the work. to get them back when I'm the one who never wanted to see them again. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.